Here they are. The soul-searing bacterias of a new disease.
Yar. How's it going there, buddy?
Smoky.
Smoky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How goes it? I'm glad to be back. You sound better. I sound better. We had the crud last time.
Oh man, I've been going through some stuff too, but it's like I'm not completely in character, am I?
I didn't realize last time the tip of this is covered in shit. Look at that. That's really rude thing to get stabbed with. It's already rude enough it's a switchblade, and then you have shit on the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like oh no, I got resin in my wound.
No, this is real feces. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna pick the shit out of your corn.
Oh, it's not that. Yeah, I'll pick the shit. It's not really an insult, is it?
No.
It's a horrible threat. I don't know.
I'll pick the corn out of your shit. I'll pick the shit out of your corn. Oh. So here we are yet again for Maggot Vision number 2. And yeah, so I'm wearing my Dave and Chainsaw t-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You remember summer school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those two characters always reminded me of you and I, dude. Those two characters were like us in high school.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So so welcome everybody. This is our this is where we chew the shit over various celluloid Kino bullshit. And before we get started, we need to. I noticed a lot of people do their promos and stuff before things go. So like Bad Things on Amazon, book that I wrote starring Seth and other people. The link is in the description below. You into anything these days?
Personally?
Yeah, working on anything?
A little bit of music, but nothing heavy, really. Nothing too crazy. I'm just trying to keep it alive.
I need to send some ideas your way. I've thought more than once. He did this song called Wavy Boys, and it cracks me up like every time I listen to it. Like
that was actually Josh, but I don't know why he did it. I don't know what it was in reference to. It was out of the blue.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. I need to send you some ideas your way so we can really chew the cud. So I did not buy really anything new. I did not really buy anything new for this month movie wise. I did buy a couple things. So like I got Cinderella, which is a Asian horror movie. This was at Big Lots for $3, and it's from Tartan Asia Extreme. They were a pretty good label back in the early 2000s, so they had that for $3 at Big Lots.
Man, you guys still have a Big Lots. That's awesome.
Yeah, we still. They suck now. They suck. It used to be you'd go to Big Lots, and if you wanted to actually find deals on stuff, it's like go in there and find almost anything. And now it's just as expensive as going to the store unless you're buying cheap Asian electronics. Other than that, it sucks now. Occasionally you find something good. So like that was a Japanese horror movie. And then I picked this up. I have the box set of like the original movies, but like there was the Italian remake of Violent Shit.
Oh no, fucking boy! I didn't even know that it was around.
That's insane. Yeah, this is an Italian remake, and this comes with like a soundtrack and everything. Limited to 3,000 copies, and this is like number 24 of 3,000. But like I got, yeah, there's like the Violent Shit box set on DVD that has like Violent Shit 2, Mother Hold My Hand, Violent Shit, Violent Shit 3, Infantry of Doom, and was it Axe versus Carl the Butcher, and Zombie 1990 Extreme Pestilence, all by the same director. But like the remake is actually kind of hard to find on Blu-ray, so like you know
Dude,
I got a good deal on that. I love that
that's
color.
really cool. I know. So do you think is it going to outdo Violent Shit, or is that the purpose, or what?
Maybe not. I mean, like those movies are they're kind of in a league of their own. The
Yeah,
director
for sure.
was Andreas Schnaz, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He did
Oh,
he did a remake of Anthropophagus,
oh
and
wow.
he even outdid Anthropophagus. Like the baby munching scene is like so much more dynamic because the baby is sort of animatronic or animated. So like when he rips the fetus out, it like actually looks looks like it's terrified before he chows down on it. So yeah. So and then the what we have here is All Night at the Bizarre Art Theater. Get a good look at this cover.
Oh, dude, that is sweet.
Yeah. What this is a 3 DVD box set that is 12 hours of 1970s gonzo horror porn. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So like
sleazy.
absolute sleaze. There's like 12 features on here. Let's go through them a little bit. We got Come Deadly. 1973, a small theater troupe is menaced by a mysterious black-clad killer and this rare hardcore giallo. So that sounds awesome. We have Daughters of Darkness, 1975. A young man moves into a San Francisco boarding house only to discover that it's also home to a diabolical satanic cult. And then Dr. Sexual and Mr. Hyde, 19, 1971, a hardcore take on Robert Louis Stevenson's classic story in which a crazed man becomes a sexual beast in the night. Excellent. The Geek,
Don't we all?
1971. Yeah, The Geek, 1971. This is a group of bikers in Oregon encounter Bigfoot.
Okay, no, that's not it.
Unfortunately for them, he has a taste for beautiful young women.
Oh,
So it's a horny Bigfoot movie against
okay.
bikers. There actually is like a Bigfoot versus bikers movie, but this is completely different. Okay, so we have Hotter Than Hell, 1971. Satan is unhappy with the level of debauchery on earth, so he sends his two sons to corrupt beautiful young girls and bring them to hell. So, House of Desaad, 1976. A group of friends spend the night in a spooky house and hold a seance which happens to conjure up the ghost of Desaad.
Okay,
Yeah.
not bad.
Mania, 1971. Someone is murdering the young co-eds at an exclusive all-girls boarding school. Who could it be? Um, right?
Angela.
Yeah. Rites of Uranus.
Oh,
Yeah. 1975. A young woman is indoctrinated into a sinister cult, Uranus, and must learn their dark and debauched rituals.
huh? What do you think that's got to do with?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah. The Scorpion, 1972. While investigating the strange disappearance of her sister, a woman learns of a secret cult bound only by their scorpion tattoos. Uh, the Sorceress, 1973. The sorceress uses her powers of black magic to place diabolical erotic spells on unsuspecting victims. The Unholy Child, 1973. After returning home to San Francisco, a young man is menaced by a mysterious man who it seems intent on killing him. And then Waltz of the Bat, 1972. The Bat, an over 200-year-old Svengali, seduces innocent girls to steal their youth. Only the bee can stop and destroy him.
The bee, huh?
The bee. Okay, so this was from Vinegar Syndrome. They had a Valentine's Day sale where all their sexy movies were half off. So I got this for like $18. This is awesome.
That's not bad.
12 hours worth of insane satanic porn.
Yeah, dude, I'm saying. Score.
Yeah. So anyway, the meat and potatoes tonight. First off, you didn't get around to watching Cocaine Bear yet? No. It's one of those movies that, everybody was talking about for like the past 2 months. And already people have stopped talking about it. It's just one of those movies that was sort of a fly-by-night sort of thing. And it's like everybody wants to see a movie called Cocaine Bear. And
that's kind of why I didn't want to see it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's better than I thought it would be. It's definitely better than Snakes on a Plane, and it's definitely better than like Sharknado.
I love how blatant these names are.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like Hollywood. They know what they have. It's like, we got a movie called Cocaine Bear. We're going to greenlight it. We'll let Elizabeth Banks direct it, and people will come and see it because everybody will want to see a movie called Cocaine Bear. Mm-hmm. And it's like the last movie starring Ray Liotta. And but here's the thing about Hollywood. They don't have like a lot of faith in it. So like obviously it's going to turn into like some Judd Apatow goofy comedy type thing. So like it's clearly a comedy. And you watch it watch the trailer, the trailer is pretty faithful to what you're going to see. It's got, some, pretty good gore, but like, this is the kind of thing that, like, I really wish that they like took it seriously. I mean, like, there've been killer bear movies in the past. I mean, like, William Girdler's Grizzly is a classic. It's basically a shot for shot remake of Jaws. And, it's like, there've been, multiple killer bear movies. I mean, like, you had that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Revenant. And I think like there was one with like Billy Bob Thornton and shit. It's like killer bear movies. It's like you shouldn't be afraid of it. And I was thinking about, you could take the same basic premise. Like the movie starts out with like this mother and her daughter. Her daughter wants to go out and go into the woods to paint a picture of the waterfalls out there. Mother can't because she wants to see her new beau over at the hospital. And meanwhile, there's the drug smuggler who smuggled a whole bunch of cocaine threw a whole bunch of it outside the plane and died. And so Ray Liotta, the drug lord, sends out a couple goons to go and track these down. And then you have the park ranger, played by a woman who vaguely resembles what's her name? The woman from Goonies and who threw Mama from the train, or throw Mama from the train. What's her name?
Oh, the old lady who talks like that.
Yeah. See, like they needed an actress more like her because the one that they chose was sort of like somebody dressed up to act like that, but doesn't actually have that gruff personality. It's like that one.
They make me joke.
It's like that one horror movie she was in. It was like one of those Wes Craven things where like a basketball's thrown at her head and her head explodes. I forget what that was.
Damn shids.
But like you got that kind of character too. And I was thinking, you have all the basic elements for it all takes place on Blood Mountain, and then you have a bear that does a shitload of cocaine and goes on a killing spree. Whole premise is based off of a real story. Drug dealer is flying low, unloading cocaine, bales of cocaine. It's like that one song by Reverend Horton Heat, bales of cocaine. Anyway, so he's throwing bales of cocaine out of the plane, hits his head and dies. Then a bear finds it, eats like 32 kilos of it, gets high as shit to the point where it's in pain and dies. And then somebody buys the bear, has it stuffed, it's bought by a celebrity or something, and then ends up at like some gas station in Kentucky. That's the real story of Cocaine Bear. I was thinking, okay, we got here. If I were to do Cocaine Bear, I'd take a lot of the same elements, but make it deadly serious. Okay, so like the mother daughter out in the woods, that stuff's fine. That could be kept. That's great. But excuse me, if you're gonna rip off something like this, let's rip off, say, Predator. So you have like the drug lord sends a team of mercenaries out into the woods. All right. So like heavily armed for bear. They're like, armed to the teeth. This is how I would do it. So there'd be like 6 or 7 mercenaries out in the woods tracking these bales of cocaine down. You got the mother and daughter that are lost in the woods. And then you have Ranger Smith, who's who's familiar with the woods, familiar with the bear, actually has probably had friendly encounters with this bear, but unfortunately this bear has done a shitload of cocaine. And now it's on a killing spree, taking them off one by one. That's how I would do Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, I agree. Take it serious. They could have done it. They could have done
it. Yeah, there you go. Basically, it'd be like Yogi Bear meets Predator. That's how I would do it. So,
yeah, it's unfortunate they made it so campy. But
it's like you can't create camp. Camp is something that comes naturally. It's like the basic premise is campy enough. So, put your tongue straight, firmly in between your teeth and gums, and go for it. That was my suggestion for it. It's not bad diversion if you want to watch, a bear killing people high on cocaine. There it is. And it's become popular enough that like they've got a Funko Pop of the Cocaine Bear.
Oh God.
Funko is just like tanked on the stock market. So like they're gonna dump $30 million worth of cocaine, $30 million of cocaine. They're gonna throw $30 million of Funko Pops into the landfill. So I don't know what I don't know, man. I mean, like pop culture is what it is. People are going to forget about Cocaine Bear, until the next goofy meme movie comes out.
Oh yeah, so, it goes around, comes around. Yeah. Trends are always from the past,
Yeah. So now we got all that out of the way. I did finally get around to watching I did finally get around to watching L.A. AIDS Jabber.
John Murphy. Could have been married to Jenny, you know. But you had to come along with your fancy cars and all your money, goddamn sweet talk society. Son of a bitch. Poor Jenny. Because she's gonna know what it feels like to be a widow.
Yeah, what'd you think?
And it's quaint. It's quaint. It's a movie that I really was hoping would go gonzo, but like it doesn't. You know, it's. Let's get into the basic premise of it. I forget the director's name. I don't do homework for my videos. I do everything off the cuff. So like, can't remember the director's name. I fuck off on that shit. I'm not well informed like other channels like Red Letter Media or anybody like that. You know, it's like I'm just going based off of what I remember. But anyway, the movie is based off of the movie, not based off of anything. Well, I mean, like it kind of is in a way because like the late '80s, early '90s, there was the scare of dirty needles. You know,
yeah, that was a real thing.
Yeah, so you had like dirty needles on the beach, and you know, people jabbing other people with dirty needles, and you know the crack houses and shit. You know, so like there was a lot of fear about dirty needles. So like a movie like this was bound to happen, and so like
it's definitely relative.
Yeah, you know, so like the subject matter is like completely offensive too. I mean, like this came out in 1994, and like this was at the tail end of like, you know, after most of the discovery about AIDS and HIV, and it was still a very serious subject back then, and it still is a very serious subject, you know, all over the world today. But like this is, you know, clearly a cash grab on you know, like real world things.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But in like fact,
I remember there was a part I watched. The director, I think, had become very defensive after several people had, you know, tried to nail him to the cross, so to speak, for it being cheap. But you know, of course, he defended himself very quickly by saying, "Well, no, this was not at all about even AIDS. Really, it was about mental health." So dug himself out of it that way, I guess. But yeah, that's what he claimed. It was all about mental health. Like, no, I don't know, but that's okay.
So, you know, it's like the character is, my name's Jeff, and my name's Jeff, and you have the little bit of exposition at the beginning where he's with a girl in the car. At first, you think it's his girlfriend, but you later find out it's a prostitute. But they have like this, like, it's weird because like it starts out, you think they're in like a relationship.
The way he's talking to each other,
yeah, and she's like, you know, like giving, you know, like you know, some advice. She seems really concerned about him. You know, she's like, "Are you okay? I know how you feel about women." Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't feel well. So like you think that, you know, that's his girlfriend, you know, based off of how that scene is written. But then you later find out it's a prostitute who really
apparently has an addiction to prostitutes. Apparently, you see it throughout the film.
Well, you think that, you know, it's just, you know, like it's a hooker with a heart of gold, you know, but like, you know, it's weird. It's weird, you know. So like, he goes to the doctor, and doctor's in, you know, it's a very zero budget movie. So like, the doctor's office is like one of these places wood paneled, but like there's like a spine in the room to make sure that, you know, it's a doctor's office.
Right. And a picture of a vagina.
Yeah. And the doctor, you know, lets him know that he has AIDS, and you know, like he doesn't handle it very well.
No, not very well at all.
And the movie just takes off right from there.
No break.
It doesn't go as far as it needs to. This movie needed to be like, you know, balls hanging out, completely, you know, fucked off. But like, I couldn't tell what kind. it didn't know what kind of movie it wanted to be. It didn't know like it didn't know if it wanted to be like an episode of Law and Order SVU or some pseudo slasher movie. But yeah, he goes home and like he's like, I don't know who got infected me, but I'm gonna make the whole world pay. And so
welcome to the AIDS Club, lady.
Yes. Yeah. So it's it goes from there. Very zero budget. They do have some things to give the movie a little bit of production value. It's like the main cop's car is like a classic Ford Mustang. The main cop that somehow dies in the movie, and then we get another cop. He's like the movie kills off one of the main characters off screen.
Yeah.
She is like they go and tell her partner, oh, by the way, was it Detective Stern died in an accident. And then we have like a montage where she's really sad and going, like walking through a mall in the streets of LA, feeling really sad and dejected. And then here comes her new partner who looks almost exactly like the old partner. And Detective Smithers. That's his name. And I think her name is Detective Foster, I think. And like, isn't Stern and Foster like a brand of coffee or some shit? I have no idea.
Sounds like a law firm.
Yeah. Stearns and Foster, attorneys at law.
We'll fight for you.
Yeah. And then like you have a reporter and she finds out about this guy going on a jabbing rampage because people don't really die in this movie, but like you hear about like these rampage. She finds out through her boombox, with her boyfriend or whatever. They're like listening to like this like ghetto blaster, and he's like, oh, I got all these bands on here, and they're listening to like a cellular phone call over the ghetto blaster. And they're like,
that's how it used to be, right? That's why you had a ghetto blaster, so you could eavesdrop on the cop.
Yeah, there we go. So like, she's like, oh, wow, with this story, I could really make my career. So you got the police,
nosy broad.
You got the news reporter going after the guy, and then the cops are like really strange. It's like they have like weird. They have like a weird misogynistic tone towards Detective Foster.
What are you on the rag, lady?
Yeah, it's like you got like the side quest where like a fellow detective comes in talking about like how his wife's ex-husband is beating her up, and can you do something about it? She like offers some advice. He's like, yeah, wow. It's like, are you on the rag or something, lady? Or like she's having a conversation with one of her, she's having a conversation with like one of her partners. I can't remember if it was the first one or second one. But like she says something and he's just like, hey, don't touch the paint. So it's just like there's this weird attitude throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
But it wants to go places. It's a movie that wants to. It's a movie that kind of wants to pierce the veil, but like it doesn't have the balls to do it. So it
pumped the brakes too fast, man.
Yeah. So like it pulls every punch that it tries to make, but like it's not bad. It's just
for as low budget as it is, it's really.
I wouldn't call it even dull. It's just it's not the movie it wants to be.
Great soundtrack though. Great
soundtrack. It's a zero budget movie. It's shot on tape. The lighting is flat. The camera framing is weird. The acting is serviceable. The script is neutered. But the editing is pretty functional. I wouldn't say it's good at editing, but like, it gets the job done. And I don't know if like the person editing it, edited like industrial videos, but the person who edited it, you can tell has some experience. And like, I can't tell if it's a multi-camera, like if there were, more than one camera involved at a time, but like,
You get the
it's,
feeling it's just one.
yeah, but they do a pretty good job with the coverage, with the shot, reverse shot, medium shot. Everything is functional. So like, it's a serviceable movie. It's not crap. That's the thing, is
No.
it's not crap, and it's
Good
kind
idea.
of, you if you take it in the context and the time it was made, it's charming. It's a charming little movie. It's like, that's, I guess, pretty high praise for, LA AIDS jabber. But
Yeah.
but it could have been like other zero budget movies and just be like absolutely terrible. But it's not terrible at all. It's just,
No, I think you said it best. It's neutered. That's the best way to put it.
yeah, it's tame. It's very tame. But like, it's charming. It's definitely charming, and like the cast gives it their all. It just, oh, but it doesn't really go where I think it needs to go.
No, for a movie, it's not as prickly as it could be. For a movie
Yeah.
about needles, they could have stretched it more. But
Oh, yeah.
overall, I think even the lead role, I think he even gave it his all. I think he really did. I think he.
Yeah, like they
You
all
get the
they,
feeling he is disturbed.
they all did okay. It's a functional little movie that gets the job done. I just think that it could have taken it to places where it should have been, but like back then like that really was too soon.
Risky.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I mean, like that's that's the breaks of it, but like beyond that, it's
To get somebody out there, because Matt and I are old fucks, but to give somebody out there who might be younger a time frame of like when this was out. Kurt Cobain died the same year that movie came out. That's how old it is. So back then, there was a lot of misinformation about AIDS. There's a lot of coverage of stories about that. There were, every once in a while you see a story about somebody who got pricked, putting their finger into a coin slot somewhere, or some maniac coming up. People started really freaking out and buying into that shit, man. So the director did not wait for the bodies to get cold on that title.
No, so yeah, I mean, like it's ballsy that the movie was even made. It just doesn't really go where it should, even back then.
Remember when we were kids? I remember the cover. It was it got censored and got called Jabber, just Jabber.
Yeah.
You remember that cover with the big psycho eyes and the broken glass? Yeah.
I'll make sure to put that up on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's like the tagline is something like, "He has a fatal disease. Now his best friends do too."
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
on the scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the rudest, what are we going to give it here? 3, 3.5?
Yeah, I would say 3. I mean, like, it's, given that it was made during the time, that's pretty ballsy.
I'm saying I'm going to give it 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
3.5. An extra. I'm going to give it an extra ball.
Hey, there you go. Half a ball.
Half a ball. I'm giving it a half ball rating.
Yeah. 3.5 balls out of 5.
Yeah. All right. There you go. It's balls from now on. Some people have popcorn bags. Some people have blood splotches and skulls. We'll just have balls.
There was a song that just popped into my head, and I forget the lyrics to it. It was from Crotch Duster. And it was like, yeah. And they do like this weird cross genre death metal. And it's like the one of the lyrics was like, When I was 52, I had 3 balls.
When I was 52, I had 3 balls. I buried living cats inside my walls.
Is one of the lyrics. That's what just popped into my head. So three and a half balls out of 5.
That's right.
Yeah.
Half shaved.
Half shaved. Yeah. There you go. There you go. So yeah, we went through this actually fairly fast. I thought this was going to go a little bit longer, but
Well, let's talk real quick about what we might do next time, because I gotta tell you one more time, I am shocked. Excuse me. I am shocked that I only recently saw Combat Shock. That blew me out of the water. I can't believe I missed that one. That was highly disturbing.
Yeah, that's one of those movies. Like if you were going through the trauma catalog back in the day, that movie stood out like a sore thumb. Because, like most of, Trauma's movies, are very tongue in cheek or, just outright silly. And then this one goes into like ultra nihilistic, holy shit, I'm depressed as hell.
Yeah,
and,
horribly.
I haven't watched that movie in years. So I think that it's definitely time for a revisit.
Yeah.
So that'll be definitely on the slate soon. So,
well, we'll talk about Nom Night.
Nom Night. Nomtastic.
Nomtastic. Get your ass to Nom.
Get your ass to Nom. Get your ass to Nam.
Nam.
Don't say that.
Freudian slip.
You'll get this channel flagged.
Hey man, I'm not the one.
There you go. There you go. I may or may not keep that. I'll decide that on the editing slate. So, anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll be doing this. We'll be doing this again next month. Hopefully, next month we'll have more than one episode lined up. This month was kind of hard to keep track of. So,
all right.
I guess that's it. I guess that's it. I'm surrounded by cape shit. I need to do an episode, but I've not really had the nerve to do it. I got to get episode 150 of Low Tide done this week, but I have over 100 books to do for it, and I just don't feel like it.
Oh man, yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, thanks for having me on again, man. Hopefully you can get something out of that. Let's do it soon.
Oh yeah, there's plenty to go. We're just getting rolling. So yeah, I guess that's it. So everybody, see you next time.
Thanks for coming.
I should have, Low Tide either this week or next week. So we'll figure that shit out. So see you next time.